You are watching Super Nintendo Collection Quest, the monthly video where I go over my recent Super Nintendo game pickups. I do a quick review and see if it's a game I might like to come back to. Also, this month I picked up 2 games from garage sales, $5 each, and I picked up a game that is compatible with the Super Nintendo mouse.
As a kid, I loved my NES, but when I got my Super Nintendo, that was it. Great graphics, sound, and gameplay, I was hooked. Some of my fondest gaming memories are from playing some of the greatest RPG, adventure, action platform, and multiplayer games on the SNES. It is my goal to own every North American Super Nintendo game released. So, follow me on my quest to Super Nintendo completion.
Alright, so this month I picked up number 582. This is one of my garage sale finds, Math Blaster, Episode 1. Math Blaster is a fun little math game. The beginning sequence has a surprising amount of digitized speech.
Spot, prepare for hyperspeed. I wonder what could be wrong.
Well, did you check the fuel gauge?
It must be the polytronic combustion regulator. Spot, prepare to beam out for repairs.
Who, me? Nah, I'm not going out there. Yeah, wake. You make me do all the work around here. Hey!
Spot?
Galactic Commander here.
I can't seem to find Spot.
This sounds like the work of that yellow three-eyed trash alien. I'm sending you on a mission, Blasternaut. Good luck.
Not the best quality, but it might even be the most digitized speech I've heard from a Super Nintendo game. Although there is quite a bit in Rock and Roll Racing, and that sounds amazing.
Jake is dominating the race. Riggs is about to blow. Last lap.
The default setting on this game has some pretty simple addition, so we'll crank it up to 12. Apparently this gives us all division. I assume at least a few of the other levels are for multiplication and subtraction. Well, it would have been nice if they included a bit of variety, but at least this way you can choose what you want to focus on. So you'll start with 3 rounds of trash blasting. Basically shoot the piece of trash that completes the math problem listed below. You can also blast enemy ships for bonus points and power-ups. The next stage took me a while to figure out because I don't have the manual. I couldn't figure out why sometimes when I fly through the gates I got zapped and other times I didn't. Eventually I figured out the 2 math problems on either side of the gate represent the allowed number range that can pass through. For example, 88 divided by 2 is 44, and 57 divided by 3 is 19. So any number between 44 and 19 can pass through. Adjust your number by collecting the correct water drips. On the final stage, you'll need to fly up the correct hatch to solve the math problem while avoiding trash. 3 rounds of this and a winner is you. Next I have number 583, the 7th Saga. Seventh Saga is a JRPG released in 1993 by Enix. When you start the game, you're given the option to pick between 7 different playable characters of various races. Each has their own strengths and weaknesses. When you begin, you'll find yourself on a quest to find 7 runes. Meanwhile, the other 6 characters are on the same quest, each with their own agendas on what they will do with the 7 runes. The game does show its age as an early release RPG on the Super Nintendo, namely in the very lacking and somewhat awkward interface. The player hitbox is excessively wide, making it difficult to navigate around NPCs and adding to the clunky overall feel of the game. Like right here, I can't move past this NPC, but there's so much empty space. Slightly frustrating. Immediately, you're going to want to start grinding a bit before you set out on your first adventure. At level 1, you'll get taken down pretty quick. One of the features I really like in this game is the crystal ball in the overworld map. This shows you where the enemies are moving around, so you can try to avoid encounters or run into them if you're ready to pick a fight. And you won't have as much of that nervous feeling you get in other games when you're trying to run back to town with 1 HP, just hoping a random encounter doesn't trigger. You never know what to expect when you run into a new enemy because the difficulty can ramp up suddenly in a new area. Ouch. Fortunately, when you die, you'll be revived in the last town and you won't lose any progress. Along your journey, you will encounter the other characters that are on the same quest to find the runes. Some will want to eliminate you, and you'll have to fight them to the death. Others will be willing to join you on your journey. Overall, I would say the 7th Saga is a decent RPG on the system, but it certainly isn't going to be in any top 10 lists. The interface is a little clunky, you'll need to do lots of grinding with sudden difficulty spikes, but I really like how they show the monster's movement on the crystal ball, and it doesn't have any overly complex RPG elements to it. And here's another one of my garage sale pickups, number 584, Secret of the Stars. Secret of the Stars was released by Tecmo of Japan in 1993 and didn't make it to North America until '95. Graphically, it looks kind of like an 8-bit NES game, only with a larger color palette. The character sprites are all short, fat, and block-shaped. As for the game itself, well, it's about as generic as an RPG can get. This town was attacked by none other than Bad. When you want to save your game, you'll need to talk to this guy, Uncle Save. The dungeons are long with branching paths and dead ends to extend gameplay. You'll also need to do a good amount of grinding to keep up with bosses. Fortunately, when you die, you won't have to load your last save or lose any progress, you'll just be revived in the last town. When you first start the game, you'll begin on a small island. A very small island. I went around and talked to everyone and did everything I thought I could do. I'm supposed to find a cave, but I don't see one anywhere. I wasted so much time wandering aimlessly before I discovered the cave is hidden. I can't walk into this mountain, but I can walk into this one. The mountains look exactly the same. How am I supposed to know I can enter it? So this David guy shows up and tells me I need to enter the cave in the nearby mountain. You know, the one that I couldn't enter in before, but now suddenly I can. Then he just pitches a tent right in front of me. Sure enough, I can now magically enter the other mountain range. Eventually, other party members will join up with you to help you on your journey. Like I said before, it is a very generic RPG, and the graphics aren't quite up to par. However, I will come back to this and play through it. It is an RPG on the Super Nintendo. Finally, this is the game I was talking about that supports the mouse on the Super Nintendo, number 585, Super 3D Noah's Ark. Now this is the official reprint of the game. Some of you may know the original release was actually a pass-through cartridge, and that's because this is an unlicensed game and they couldn't defeat the security chip at the time, so what they had to do was make use of a security chip from another game. So you'd plug in like Super Mario World or some other licensed game into the top of the cartridge and it would use the security chip from that game. But essentially it's pretty much the same game, and this is the official re-release. Super 3D Noah's Ark was released in 1994 by Wisdom Tree. The game uses a licensed copy of the Wolfenstein 3D engine. It's essentially a Christian-themed Wolfenstein game. The animals of Noah's Ark have escaped, and you'll need to slingshot sleeping pills into the wild animals' mouths, just like from the Bible. Although, it was supposed to be 2 of each animal. Somehow I think there was a miscount on the goats and sheep. As with Wolfenstein, there are plenty of secret passages to discover. Pressing start brings up the map, and this game works with the Super Nintendo mouse. It kind of works well using the D-pad in one hand and the mouse in the other. As silly as the theme is and as pixelated as the graphics are, it's actually pretty fun to play. The strafing works by using the L and R buttons on the controller, and it controls surprisingly well with just the controller alone. Alright, so I am up to 585 Super Nintendo games and have a little over 130 more to go. So I'm getting there, and I wish that I had started doing these videos sooner because I really enjoy playing through these games. Even if it's a game I think I might not like, it always surprises me sometimes when I find one of these games and I'm like, oh, that game looks like garbage, and then I actually go try it and it's actually fun. So I've had quite a few of those since I started doing these videos, and I wish I had started sooner because some of these games back here I still have not played. I could still find something good back here. Just take for instance Big Sky Trooper. A few months ago I decided, well, I'm just going to pick out a random game from my library, one that looks like it might be interesting, and just give it a play. A game I've never played before. Big Sky Trooper, I was blown away by it. I put so many hours into it, and I was just going to play it real quick and do a review, but I put so many hours into that game, I absolutely love it. It's a great game, and I'm just wondering how many more of those are back there. Alright, well, let's just get on to the game giveaway. So as you know, every month I do a game giveaway, and I use random.org to actually choose who is going to receive the game. So it is totally random. I'm not just like picking out the best username or whatever. Alright, so this month's winner for the random free game for the system of your choice is Edgy Master. Congratulations. Send me a private message. Let me know the address you would like your random free game sent to, and let me know which system you would like that game for. Alright, so if you guys want to enter next month's random free game giveaway, all you have to do is be subscribed. So subscribe if you aren't already, like the video, and leave a comment below. The comment can be about anything. That's pretty much all I got for Super Nintendo this month. Thanks for watching, guys. See you later.